FIFA, Fédération Internationale de Football Association, or according to a large chunk of the internet as of about 20 minutes ago, fixing it for Argentina. Final score, Argentina 2, England 1. Anthony Gordon put England ahead. Enzo Fernandez ripped in an absolute rocket to level it with 5 minutes left. And then, deep into stoppage time, Alexis Mac Allister rattled the post, Messi picked up the rebound, and Lautaro Martinez headed home the winner. England are out. Argentina are in the final. And once again, the story of how they got there isn't just about the football. So let's actually go through it properly. What happened? What's fair criticism, what isn't, and what this means for Sunday. Before we even get to tonight, remember what Argentina's run to this semi-final already looked like. A disallowed Egypt goal, a penalty shout that went unchecked, right before Argentina snatched a stoppage-time winner. A Swiss player sent off for simulation in a moment that flipped an even quarterfinal on its head. Scaloni himself, more than once this tournament, admitting out loud that luck had been on his side. So tonight, the whole planet was watching for exactly this. And in the 29th minute, it looked like it might be starting again. Thomas Tuchel was already on the touchline, giving the fourth official an earful, after what commentators described as multiple decisions in quick succession going against his side. 11 fouls flew in before the first hydration break. One journalist watching live actually asked out loud whether this was going to be Egypt-Argentina again or Mexico-England. And then, in the closing stages, Argentina did what Argentina have done all tournament. They found a goal precisely when the pressure was at its highest. Enzo Fernandez from 20 yards with 5 minutes left. Then Messi picking up a loose ball off the woodwork and delivering the assist for Lautaro's header in stoppage time. Same pattern, same team, same late goal magic trick that's carried them through Cape Verde, Egypt, and Switzerland. That's the case. Argentina, again, at the exact moment it mattered most, got exactly what they needed. Now here's where I have to slow down, because the lazy version of tonight is FIFA fixed it again, and honestly, tonight doesn't actually support that as cleanly as the last two rounds did. There was no disallowed England goal, no missed penalty shout that anyone's pointed to with real conviction. Tuchel's frustration in the 29th minute was about the flow of decisions, not one smoking gun call. And when you actually watch the two goals that beat England, they weren't gifted. Enzo Fernandez's strike was a genuinely world-class finish from distance, the kind of goal that wins matches regardless of who's whistling. Lautaro's header came from a phase of play that started with Mac Allister hitting the post fair and square, and Messi reacting fastest to the loose ball. That's not a script. That's a team full of players who've been here before and don't panic when it matters. England, for their part, have zero room to complain about the officiating tonight the way Egypt or Switzerland could. If anything, England's issue was tactical and physical. This was a knife's edge game, and once Argentina's substitutions changed the balance in the second half, England started conceding far too many chances from crosses and aerial deliveries, and their legs simply weren't quite fresh enough in that final 20 minutes after 3 brutal knockout matches themselves. So no, this isn't the same story as Egypt. But, and this is the part that keeps the theory alive, Argentina keep ending up in exactly this position anyway, whether or not tonight's specific goals were clean. 3 knockout matches in a row, now decided in the very last movements of the game. At what point does "they just have that magic" start sounding like the same sentence as "the pattern held again"? That's genuinely for you to decide. Here's what tonight really changes. Messi is 1 match away from a genuinely unanswerable GOAT case. Back-to-back World Cups, closing out his final tournament as champion, at 39 years old, on a different continent to where he won the first one. Tonight was also personal in a way that's easy to miss under all the noise. This was literally the first time in Messi's entire international career, 206 caps deep, that he's ever played England. He missed the last meeting through suspension. Tonight, he set up the winner in his first ever crack at them. And the Golden Boot race just got tighter too. Messi's now on 8 goals for the tournament, level with Kylian Mbappe, with 1 match left for both of them to settle it, in the final, against each other's countries. Spain, remember, beat France 2-0 in the other semifinal, so whichever of Messi or Mbappe plays on Sunday, the other one's tournament is already over, watching from home as the scoring race gets decided without them able to respond. For England, this is heartbreak they've felt before, but rarely this specifically. 60 years since 1966, and once again eliminated by Argentina in a World Cup at the semi-final stage for the very first time in the history of this rivalry. Bellingham, who scored 6 goals this tournament and dragged England through the knockout rounds pretty much on his own, ends the night without the final his country has been aching for since before his own parents were born. You cannot separate tonight from everything that came before it between these two nations, because this fixture has never once broken England's way at a World Cup. 1966, Antonio Ratin sent off at Wembley and refusing to leave the pitch. The same man whose death was announced just days before this exact Argentina squad took the field in black armbands. 1986, the hand of God and the goal of the century, in the same afternoon, 4 years after the Falklands War, gave the whole rivalry a darker, real-world edge that's never fully gone away. 1998, Beckham's red card, Argentina going through again. Tonight is the 6th World Cup meeting between these two countries. Argentina have now won this fixture more times than not, and for the first time ever, they've done it at the semi-final stage, with a place in the final on the line. 60 years of hurt for England didn't just continue tonight. It found a brand new, specific way to hurt. Spare a genuine thought for both dressing rooms here. For England, there's already a subplot bubbling. Tuchel called his own team lucky and sloppy after the Norway game, and Bellingham fired back publicly, questioning whether his manager even understood elite-level opposition. Tonight, in the biggest match of this entire era of English football, that tension either got buried under a battling performance and a heartbreaking exit, or it's about to resurface in every post-match interview and every back page tomorrow morning. Watch how Tuchel and Bellingham speak about each other in the next 24 hours. That tells you everything about where this England squad goes next. For Argentina, there's something almost cinematic about how tonight unfolded. Messi, in a match he'd waited his entire career to play, didn't even need to score. He simply arrived at the exact right moment, picked up the loose ball off the post, and delivered the pass that sends his country back to a World Cup final. If this really is his last dance, tonight was the chapter where the story wrote itself. So here's where we land. Argentina go through 2-1, and the FIFA theory doesn't get its smoking gun tonight. But it doesn't need one either, because 3 knockout rounds in a row now have ended with this exact team finding the winning goal in the match's dying embers. Whether that's magic, momentum, or something the conspiracy theorists will keep chasing all the way to Sunday, is entirely up to you. Waiting for Argentina on July 19th at MetLife Stadium is Spain, the side that dismantled France 2-0, rested, ruthless, and the most complete team left in this tournament by a distance. If Messi lifts this trophy in 4 days' time as a back-to-back champion, every single contested decision from this run becomes part of the story people tell about how this World Cup was won. And if Spain stop him, the whole team of destiny narrative collapses in 90 minutes, right at the very last hurdle. Either way, I'll be back before kickoff on Sunday to break down exactly how this final could go, because right now, this is the single biggest storyline left in world football. Drop your prediction below. Was this magic, or was this the pattern surviving one more round? I'll see you before the final whistle decides it for real.